And hey, good morning everybody. Irish Pepper 2A here, and I want to do a quick video about the movie Sound of Freedom. I just went to see it this past weekend, and I'll be honest with you, it was not the controversial, whistleblowing movie that I was hoping for. Don't get me wrong, it was a good movie. I'm glad I went to see it. And with the mixed reviews that this movie is getting, you look at some of the mainstream media and what they're saying about it. Oh, they're talking like, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. There's one magazine out there. It's named after a famous rock band from the 60s and 70s. And, they're RS Magazine, that's all I'm going to say. They did a scathing review on this movie. It was, I read it, I read the article, and it was disgusting. Versus, what the movie is supposed to be talking about, which is the child trafficking, number one being the sex slave, and number two being forced labor. Let's just call it what it is, slavery. But I was hoping for more. I was hoping for more because, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie yet and you want to, just shut the video off right now. Because I'm just going to let out a couple things that I observed while watching this movie. It all takes place out of the United States. 99% of it. Okay? And, I thought they were going to, go into more about, what's happening here, what's that. Not that it all isn't an important subject. It is. It very much is. These, what's happening to these children is horrible. But, they touched on, the profit that they're making and the amount of children that are being trafficked. And the only correlation that I can make between, this movie and, why, the leftist mainstream media is so upset, it can only have one thing to do, and that's with the open border policy. That's no mystery to anybody. I don't have to break that down. Everybody knows what's going on. Okay, there's, children being dumped at the border, and there's no accountability for it. So you don't even know what's happening to some of these kids. So with that being said, do I recommend you go see it? Absolutely. It'll probably be, it's been out for just like a week and a half now. Probably not too much longer. It'll be streaming, or if you can, still go see it in the theaters. I recommend you do. I really do. However, I hate to keep beating on this subject. It's not going to be what you think it's going to be. What I'm actually hoping for is this is the breakout for more documentaries and people coming out about this subject and start to expose the main players. Who's getting rich off of this? Who's taking advantage of this? And there were a lot of people, way bigger YouTubers than me. I'm just, I'm amateur. I just do this just for fun. If I find something interesting, I try and put it out there. But there's way bigger YouTubers, and I'm going to give you those guys right now. The Sean Ryan Show had Jim Caviezel on for an interview. Great video. There's another YouTube channel called Valuetainment. They did an excellent breakdown about this, and you know, some of the conspiracy theories and whatnot that are surrounding this movie. And finally, there's another one that a friend of mine shared with me. Lesser known YouTuber, but you know, still big. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They did a really good interview, albeit they went a different direction with their review on it, but it was still a really interesting watch. And you know, I could go on and on about the people that have, you know, talked about this movie. You know, Officer Tatum. I have not yet watched his video on it, and several others. But you know, I just want to let you know, in my opinion, it was a good movie, but I wanted more. I really wanted more. And as I said, you know, I'm hoping this is just the beginning and that people won't be scared to come forth and share what they know about this trafficking situation and who is taking advantage of it. Last thing I want to say about this is, you know, during the movie, the only thing that I could put into a now perspective of, you know, even alluding to recent events is, and again, spoiler alert, I warned you, there's a correlation. They set up this scenario, and you can akin it to Epstein Island. That's kind of what they were going for, in my opinion. Some people say that's a little bit more of a shallow take on it, but, you know, come on. You know, they went and they bought an island, and they hired a bunch of traffickers to bring X amount of kids to them, because they were going to have this grand opening weekend party, and they wanted to set up a business there. So that's the only thing I could find in the movie that, you know, might even get, you know, people in the United States kind of like, you know, shaking their boots. And I say people in the United States, I mean the elitists. So with that being said, I encourage you to go watch that movie and formulate your own opinions and see what you think. Anyway, Irish Prepper 2A, I'm going to sign off, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Take care.